Hello, it's lovely to be with you and lovely to speak with your listeners.
Simon, so let's begin with you're a city councilman, okay? You're a politician.
Yeah.
Just briefly tell us a little bit about that, because I find that kind of strange that you're a politician and you're talking about these things. How is it that they haven't kicked you out or sort of put you on that blacklist? So just tell us a little bit about that, Simon.
Yes, there are not many of us who have positions of office that will talk openly. The reason that I'm speaking openly is because I've had personal experiences, because my family came from an intelligence, military intelligence background, and I've been a politician for a number of years, and I do my job very well, returned at office. So there is no argument for trying to get rid of me. Politically, it's quite difficult for the powers that be, because here I am holding office and being prepared to speak about the truth. So yes, you're right. It does cause them some aggravation, but my electorate, the people I represent, are very much behind me and support me 100%. But I'm not stupid enough to expect people to believe me. I'm coming out with my story for two reasons. The first one is to say to people, your government lies to you. Your government knows an awful lot more and is not telling you the truth. And the other reason that I decided to go public with this was because I thought there are an awful lot of people out there who have experiences but have nobody to turn to. The very fact that I'm a politician and have not been removed from office, because in Britain, I don't know what it's like in other countries, but if you are insane or you're nuts, then you cannot be a politician. You're removed from office. But here I am doing an interview with you, and I have done lots of interviews, and I'm not removed from office because the powers that be really don't know how to deal with me because of my background. I come from a very, very strong intelligence-led background, and there's a lot in my head which could cause them some aggravation. So if people choose not to believe me, hey, that's fine. I will tell my story because it's my truth. When you go on the internet and the YouTube, it's Illuminati this and Illuminati that, and unfortunately a lot of people who mean well do not really understand. How could they? They've not been privy to the secret workings of these organizations. They couldn't know. But there are in fact three groups of Illuminati. There are the ones I refer to as the Dark Wizards, who are very high Masonic members who have satanic rituals and rites. And these are the bad guys. Then there's the opposite. My grandfather was one of the light Illuminati or white Illuminati who tend to work for the good of mankind. And in the middle, there's a whole range of these very, very, very intelligent, powerful people who just do their own research and they don't get drawn into one side or the other. But when you see on YouTube the word Illuminati, what people are usually referring to are the bad guys. They don't spend thousands of years traveling in a spaceship to get here. They are able to access a portal, what Albert Einstein and others refer to as a wormhole, but we'll just call it a portal for tonight's talk. So they can access a portal and they can come into our reality, either in a spaceship or just physically themselves. So you have two very powerful groups who have been involved in humanity's manipulation for a very long time. There are other groups, but those other groups tend to not become involved in the manipulation of humanity simply because they think it's the wrong thing to do.
Simon, but why so much interest in this little tiny planet of ours that, we're pretty much in the boondocks of the universe? I mean, there's so many planets and so many life outside our planet Earth. So that's the part that I still don't quite understand, or it's, the logical left brain of mine is not understanding. Why so much fighting over this tiny little planet in the boondocks of the Milky Way, Simon?
Well, Johnny, you're right. As a planet, we are tucked away in a forlorn cul-de-sac or dead end. However, the entities that come to collect me refer to this planet as a water world, and there are very few vibrant water worlds like the Earth. There is such a diverse amount of life on this planet. Now, the other thing is that we revolve around our sun every year, which means that our life on this planet has a very short life expectancy. Basically through radiation from the sun, our bodies are broken down and degenerate very quickly. That means we evolve very quickly, we adapt to change very quickly, and we are fascinating to study.
So what is in other words, what's the promise they're making to you in order for you to be in touch with them and let them study you or whatever they do with you? So what is the end result for you?
Well, that's a very human thing, isn't it? I mean, what's in it for you? That's how we are on this planet. We're money mad, we're possession mad. There must be something in it for you. That's the paradigm that we need to move away from, Johnny. But it's a fair question, and I won't run away from it. What I get out of it is the fantastic knowledge that I am privileged to actually meet and communicate with something that we are taught in schools does not exist. That in itself is just wonderful for me, that the fantastic, and I'm forever comparing my life on this mundane planet with its pathetic rules and regulations and its crazy addiction to money with the world that's up there where money doesn't exist and the values are different. In terms of what I get out of it, yes, I have the opportunity to put questions to them regarding the future of the Earth, and they are fairly okay with answering me. Sometimes the answers aren't as full as I would like, but they've never turned around to me yet and said, we're not discussing that. I have always had answers. So yes, I have a little bit of knowledge regarding the future of this Earth. There's a device on the Swiss-French border called the Hadron Collider, sometimes called the CERN device. Officially it cost $2 billion to build. The reality is it cost $4 billion to build. It's not owned by a private company. It's ultimately owned by the American government, who lent on all the major Western countries to raid their black budgets to pay for this device. The lie was put out that it was to find the boson particle or dark matter. And in this world, we were talking about money. Nobody provides $4 billion for no return, but in effect, there's no return for this. So no private consortium is involved, it's military. And I've had a number of conversations starting from September of last year regarding the true use of this device. And it became apparent to myself and some others that this device had to be taken out, for want of a better word. It didn't, so that it couldn't operate. Now, you will have heard all about December 21st, 2012, the Ascension Day, and there's been a lot of nonsense written about it. But it's no surprise that the Hadron Collider was scheduled to activate on the 17th of December and run right through until the 22nd of December. I have been sent, and I've shared it on a couple of other websites, I've been sent a screenshot of a computer screen from the facility which showed that it failed to operate between the 17th of December and the 22nd of December. This device, the CERN device, was only built for one purpose, which was to maintain a portal between this world and another. Now that's failed, and if your listeners go online and do a bit of research, you will see they're absolutely panicking and they want to build another one with a circumference of 50 miles. 50 miles, which will cost somewhere in the region of $10 billion, and they want this built by 2015 because that is their last opportunity, because come 2016, no more portals can be opened. The Earth will have moved so far from galactic center that they will not be able to open any portals. So that's one piece of information, and you heard it here, folks, first, because I'm on. You think of Project Camelot as Cassidy and Bill Ryan. I'm actually on Bill Ryan's Project Avalon. It's very kindly let me come onto his website and post my remarks there. And before Christmas, I was telling people this is the law. So yeah, there's some very useful information that comes through to me.
So they're building this portal to go where or to do what? To go.
Now, the portal already existed. That was the point. The portal has already existed. Some of your listeners may be familiar with the term Anunnaki. I refer to them simply as the Anu, because that's what they refer to themselves as. This portal had existed since Sumerian times and allows these beings to bring forward reinforcements or replacements. With the portal closed, as it is now, they are effectively isolated on Earth. And they're desperate to open another portal. That's why they need to build another machine. Well, what will happen is that there will be a false flag alien invasion, followed by an attempt to set up a single government, a one world government. If they can get the one world government up, they want to RFID chip every human being in the Western world. A lot of whistleblowers have said that the Dark Illuminati's plan is to wipe out the human population by 2 billion or 3 billion. And that was a plan 20 years ago. Technology has moved on now. You don't need to wipe out 2 billion, 3 billion people if you can stick a chip, an RFID chip in them, because if they don't do what you want, you just turn the chip off. So the plan to control humanity is to have everybody chipped. So that's basically the way that they're looking for.
Okay, Simon, we have a few more minutes left, but I want you to. So what is it that we should be doing? So what is it? Understand the system a little bit more. What is your suggestion? What is your advice for people to do?
I understand your question. It is down to particularly the American military. The question is whether the American military will follow the orders they're going to be given. Will the American military shoot on their own people? Will the American people resist what's going to happen? Once the high-powered weapons are taken off them, this is all part of the plan. Once those high-powered weapons come out of the citizens' hands, then we might begin to see some very overt action. What your listeners and every decent man and woman can do is form little associations, little clubs. They can talk to each other. They can try and offer support and help. And they've got to be able to resist the lies that are going to be force-fed down people's throats. Because if this incident occurs, you'll find the internet will be turned off. Your mobile phones will be switched off. The only news you're going to get will be through official government channels. And if people, even in isolated areas, can make contact with other people, form a support network, then you at least have your friends to fall back on. I think we're going to see this before 2016. If they haven't got it by 2015, they're in real trouble. They are in real trouble. 2016 is that's it, period. They can't do anything. They've had it. So any cards, aces out of the pack, they've got to play between now and 2015. People always want the 7th Cavalry to come charging in. They want someone else to do the dirty work, someone else to take responsibility. The problem is that humanity has been lied to for so long that it's fallen asleep.